Okay, the blanket protest. Now, the blanket protests are going to be really discussing the idea of a political prisoner versus a common criminal. Now, political prisoners are going to be treated differently, okay? They're going to be treated really along the lines of prisoners of war. They're not going to be required to wear uniforms, and they're not going to be required to do prison work, okay? They can kind of, where they're just really kind of do their own kind of thing, except for they're going to still be in prison, okay? So no uniforms, not required to work. The British are going to be introducing the policy known as criminalization. Now, criminalization is where they're going to be treating members of the IRA as criminals and not as political fighters. And this is going to really kind of bring about a real big kind of change in the way that the prisons were really operated and the way that those who were in prison were going to be treated. Okay, they did not see themselves as political or as common criminals. They were fighting for a greater cause, really, in terms of they kind of saw themselves almost like POWs, prisoners of war, and they did not want to be seen as common criminals. All furniture is going to be removed from their cells, and all new members of the IRA who are arrested for these kind of crimes are going to be treated as criminals and not as political fighters or fighters. Yes. Now, this is going to bring about the blanket protest on March 1st, 1976. From this date, all new prisoners coming in were going to be treated as criminals. So even though you're fighting a political cause under a member of the IRA, a political organization that previously was considered political, you are no longer going to be considered a political prisoner. You are now going to be considered a common criminal, which means no more political prisoners' rights. So you now would be forced to wear the common prison uniform. You'd also be forced to do prison work. Now, those that are coming in from this time period are going to refuse to put on the uniform. They're only going to wear their blankets. So they're going to be completely naked, refusing to wear the prison uniform, and going to be in the blankets instead. Prison officials are going to respond with harsh treatments. They're going to give them smaller food meals, really not very good meals, as a way of kind of punishing them. They're going to get them less contact with the outside world, so they're going to be taking away some of their freedoms. And then furniture is going to be removed from their cells to the point they only have basically a sleeping cot and a bucket to go to the bathroom in, all as a result of this. Now, this is going to lead to the dirty protest. Okay, so initially, we're going to get the change of political prisoners to common criminals, leading to the blanket protest, and then the response of the prison officials to the blanket protest is what's going to lead to the dirty protest. Dirty protest coming up next. Questions, comments, and let me know. Good luck.